Hello guys, welcome to our next episode on Beyond Boundaries. Hope you guys watched our last episode. Please feel free to share your comments in that video. So today we are rightly starting with the cricket news that has happened in the recent time.
Yeah, exceptional game in Bengaluru.
Yeah.
India versus Afghanistan. Afghanistan gave a very good fight against India. First time I'm seeing
Yes.
Afghanistan giving a fight. And a lot of reasons to remember this match. Rohit's exemplary 100 after two back-to-back duds.
You can never take his name off.
Yeah, and also after India fumbling 3 wickets, Rinku and Rohit built up a solid partnership.
Yes.
Rinku should be given more credit. What an innings.
Yeah. I mean, one of the recent entertainers that Afghanistan would have played against a strong opposition like India, but there are a lot of things to talk about in that game, especially this being the Chinnaswamy Stadium. It turned out to be a bowling pitch initially, we thought to be, but never expected it to go so far into the game with 2 super overs.
Yeah.
Some of the exceptional performances from Afghanistan were Farid Ahmed, who picked up 3 crucial wickets among the top 4 batsmen. Yeah. And Gulbuddin Naib, man, he took the game just very close to the line.
And also ably supported by Nabi yes. Exemplary batting. It was a very tight game. It was a bad bowling performance by Indian pacers, Avesh and Mukesh. They were not up to the mark. Indian spinners again bailing them out.
Yeah, Avesh, like we spoke in our last episode, I'm really not sure how he's gonna hold up to the future if he keeps bowling this way. But let's see how things go. But Rohit, man, he just cemented his place, I believe, after that great knock, great century at Bengaluru. Now he's for sure in my World Cup T20 squad for the tournament.
I was expecting Rohit to score 150 in the entire series, but he did it in one game. What an awesome performer he is.
Yeah.
And coming to Avesh Khan, this one funny incident. Last time also he played a nail biter in Chinnaswamy. He won it. This time also he won it. And there were a lot of trolls regarding the last time scenario.
Yeah, and there were some, 2 super overs that happened, but there were some new rules that I got to know personally. That one was the same bowler cannot bowl twice in 2 super overs.
That existed, but since we don't see so much of double super overs, so we don't know about it.
Yeah, one of the commentator mentioned it though, so I was really.
And also one more incident which really hurt me a little bit was Rohit Sharma's that incident wherein after the first super over, he told he will retired out or something like that. He went out. Then for the second super over, he's fit and he's back. That incident
reminds me of Ashwin doing it for Rajasthan Royals. Yeah. It was a pure strategy, I believe, in getting 2 runs. Yeah. But nevertheless, it didn't happen. Moving on to other news that's happened. Sri Lanka playing Zimbabwe in a must-win game.
Yeah, and also in a must-win game, it was a boring game, 92 all out. Yeah. Wanindu Hasaranga rightfully coming into the moment and picking 4 to 5 wickets in that game.
That's correct.
Then coming on to the next news.
We have ICC World Cup Under-19 happening. Great tournament, which is clicked off in South Africa.
It was about to happen in Sri Lanka, but because of their board being financially unstable or breached, so it's not happening in Sri Lanka.
And I think most of the top teams have won it through in the first round.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have some couple of news for Mohammad Shami, which we missed out in the last episode. One was he winning the Arjuna Award, which is a great.
He deserves it. He deserves it. After coming back from the lows, he hit the high, so he deserves it. Then again, this is a positive thing for Shami. The negative thing being him missing out the entire test series and also doubtful for the IPL.
Just not for him, but Indian team as a whole, because in India, after the spinners, if ball has to do something, it has to be reverse swing.
Yeah,
and we rightly need Shami in that position. But let's hope for him to get well soon.
It's in a way good thing for other bowlers like Avesh and Mukesh Kumar. They can come into that position, and India can have more options going on.
Yeah, moving on, we have some other results from red ball cricket. This is India A taking on England Lions in the practice games that we have seen
in Ahmedabad.
Yeah, Rajat Patidar. Oh man, he's just trying to get into that Indian team, and I'm pretty sure he will get that deserved position to play. He's the future for me, one of the futures.
And also one more future, Sai Sudarshan also impressed.
I mean,
and,
great.
And the KS Bharat, who
Oh,
got
right
selected
time.
in the India England Test series, rightfully telling everyone that he can bat too. He is not only wicket keeper specialist.
And there was a great celebration from him
Yeah.
towards Rama.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on now, we have some news from the England team as well. Harry Brook has taken a break due to personal reasons from the India-England Test series.
Okay.
And Lawrence replaces him, the youngster.
Dan Lawrence. Who can do little bit of leg
Yes.
spin.
So he replaces Harry Brook in the squad. These are some of the news that have happened in the recent. Let's move on to our next segment.
Welcome to our main topic, discussing about spirit of cricket. It's such a cliche topic. We already have rules. Why the hell do we need spirit of cricket? Why always these losing teams try about the spirit of cricket?
So according to me, rules doesn't set spirit of the game. It is an individual perception or a team's perception to take the spirit of the game in a situation that demands for it. For me, there has been different generations that have taken spirit of the game into different levels. Like if you look at cricket that has happened in 90s and 2000s, early 2000s, not after that, there were 3 or 4 teams which are ruling cricket at that point of time, and I would state that the spirit of the game was much better there. For example, there have been runouts by unfair means, where people have called batsmen who were run out incorrectly back into the crease. And currently, if you see, every team wants to beat every other team, no matter what the situation is. So the spirit of the game is slowly dying out for me, is what I am thinking. What about you?
Yeah, as you said, the camaraderie which cricketers had back then was great. Nowadays, camaraderie is there, but the desire to win the game, the desire to push the opponents to the end, that is more.
So do you think the shorter version of cricket, T20 cricket, or the domestic leagues that are happening around the world, IPL, let's say T20, or take any T20 format, has taken over spirit of the game? Like more of entertainment is there rather than good competition between the teams and fighting it out. What do you think?
Yes, certainly. Test cricket is like having a balanced meal, and T20 is like having fast food. So in fast food, we need that masala. So fans rightfully, they want that masala thing happening. How many of us remember that Ashwin Butler incident?
Oh yeah.
So in that year's IPL, we don't remember who won the IPL, but we remember that issue.
Incident, yes.
So that kind of a moment it is. And also, how many of us remember Dhoni from the fence calling out the umpire regarding one decision?
One of the no ball decisions.
Yeah, no ball decision against Rajasthan Royals.
Yes, same thing happened when I think one of the no balls were not called by the umpire for Delhi game. Rishabh Pant also started.
So how many of us remember all those things? It's stuck in our memory. We don't remember. We are means different teams, fans, all those things. So we don't remember our team winning the cup much, but we remember these things.
Exactly. So slowly, spirit of the game is shutting down as we rightly speak. Now that you fairly pointed out Dhoni calling out an umpire's decision in one of the IPL games, I remember one of the games on the flip side, the same Dhoni in a test match against England called back Ian Bell after he was run out to some contradictory decision.
Yeah, and also he got standing ovation from the public.
So, see, that was a test match.
Yeah.
And it's a complete different era or generation of cricket that happened versus what happened in IPL. So, slowly to our point.
So, to prove my point in that way,
Yes.
A gentleman like Dhoni, when it comes to T20, he has to win the game. So, he also breaches spirit of cricket here and there.
Yeah, of course. So, I think slowly shorter version of cricket is taking over the spirit of the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also,
Now that we've spoken about what is spirit of cricket according to us, let's take a few incidents that has happened over some years now and deep dive into it. What do you think the first incident comes to your mind for spirit of the game?
I'm a Kane Williamson fan. So for me, the 2019 incident was heartbreaking. that bat deflection and going to the boundary, especially that happening in the penultimate overs of the game, that was crucial because it tied. So that part was, although it was unintentional, but that part could have been rewritten.
Oh yeah, Dharmasena hasn't slept for a week after looking at fans' comments. He had death threats also. So jokes apart, if you ask me, the decision that was given was fair enough because I don't think Ben Stokes did it intentionally, right? So that is my opinion. So see, maybe I was favoring England on that day, but for me that decision was a fair decision because umpire felt it was an unintentional touch by Ben Stokes, and even Ben Stokes wasn't aware of that throw coming to him. He didn't keep the bat just towards the ball, right? He just slid over the crease. What do you think?
Yeah, I do agree, but I feel that there should have been some incident. I don't know. I should check the camera.
I mean, there is no rule also for it, right? I mean, there is no rule written in the books. I mean, if there was a rule, there was a greater discussion that would have happened. This was a World Cup final, I agree.
But it happened in a much crucial match, much crucial scenario. I didn't expect it. That, for me, that was a little irk in that particular World Cup.
But if you look at games that was not part of a World Cup, like a tournament that has happened between 2 or 3 teams, whenever it hits the batsman unintentionally and goes for an overthrow, people have taken runs. So according to me, that run should have been counted.
But did you see that incident? He also apologized after that.
Of course. See, that apology itself shows you. So do you think Ben Stokes is a cheat?
I don't think he's a cheat, but the thing is that incident hurts me. But that is the contradictory part where a spirit of cricket a little bit dies down.
I mean, it's still a mystery for me.
So for me, the larger team, the England, who created cricket, who created these rules, they should have supported that a particular incident, and they should have not taken those 4 runs because they only invented this game.
I mean, after all, it is final, and England would take that decision. Umpire has given it, go for it. I mean, there wouldn't be a second thought that ran into Stokes' mind there.
And also England also winning for the first time, so that also happens. But that incident is a little sad.
Yeah, it is one of the toughest spirit of the game example, I would say.
You're back in Ben Stokes a lot now, but Kiwi is managing the England team, so
baseball.
Since you're back in baseball, recently what happened in Ashes, you would remember that Bairstow incident. What's your stand on that?
So first of all, I'm not backing baseball here. What I backed is the decision that was given in the World Cup final. Yeah, moving on to the next thought that happened in the Ashes series, Tim Paine versus Johnny Bairstow.
I don't think Tim Paine played that game, buddy.
Was it carry?
Yeah, you got carried forward.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. Alex Carey versus Johnny Bairstow. Yeah. For me, I feel the decision was little harsh towards Johnny Bairstow because there was few seconds he stood after the ball was caught by Alex Carey, and then he stepped off the crease. I mean, it was little harsh according to me.
But I'm remembering some incidents where Johnny Bairstow was throwing the ball when Labuschagne was in the trees. So why was he doing all those stuff?
He tried a trick, but it wasn't given, right?
So
was it given?
Carey's
was
trick,
it given?
But again, Carey's trick worked, right?
But they should have analyzed it in a much better way, right? I mean, it happened with someone
What,
else. Here the difference was
England won the World Cup because of that particular boundary.
Listen,
Australia did it
Here I feel the decision was given because there was an appeal from Alex Carey.
So what?
The appeal wasn't made by Johnny Bairstow. And see, that is where the spirit of the game lies.
Australia follows spirit of the cricket.
Oh, right.
Aussie. So
man, don't talk about it. I can only remember Adam Gilchrist. Okay, fine.
The thing is, again, they appealed because the Bairstow also what?
Exactly. No, Bairstow what after the over, right? Was it an end of the over?
But that is why was Bairstow trying to out?
I mean, he just played a trick.
Why?
Did he
same
appeal?
trick. That's the same thing. No, if Marnus Labuschagne had been out at that game, Will England would have avoided that this thing?
I mean, they wouldn't have certainly, but they didn't appeal for it. So you should consider
No,
that as the spirit of the game.
appealing will only happen when the incident happens, right?
No, exactly.
What?
So, I mean, for me it was a little harsh because there were few seconds Bairstow stood in the crease, okay? That's my point. I mean, rightfully said, for you it is...
No, although it was harsh, but I will tell one thing. You should do the things which you preach. And rightfully, Bairstow doesn't follow that idea.
Okay, maybe could be. So, again, spirit of the game is a mystery to us. Another funny example was the same spirit of the game is Mankading.
Oh, it's not a Mankading anymore. Ashwin made it run out.
Oh, yeah. So, we remember when Vinu Mankad did that to Bill Brown, an Australian cricketer.
I don't remember. I wasn't born at all.
I mean, but you heard about it, right?
Yeah, Mankading. I know about Mankading, but I didn't know Bill
so
Brown.
back then, Don Bradman had already defended this, telling that why can't there be a rule in cricket that fairly states that batsman needs to be within the crease until the ball is delivered. So is Mankading or run out? Right now, let's call it run out. A fair thing in cricket, a fair rule in cricket. What are your thoughts?
As a bowler, I feel this rule is good. It gives bowler an effective chance in getting batsmen out, where batsmen are getting unlawful advantage of getting a head start before the ball is released. But the point is whether the warning should be given or not.
So according to me, it shouldn't be a warning because you mentioned a point that batsman is getting that slight advantage over the bowler, right? The bowler hasn't released the ball from his arm and you intentionally try to get some part of your first run there. So I believe it should be a straight run out as the rule has come out now, and there shouldn't be any warning given to the batsman.
I feel the thing is cricket is a gentleman's game, so warning should be there. And in the past there were warnings. Nowadays that is also dying. So
I mean, you're talking about gentleman's sport. Now he spoke about spirit of the game is slowly dying. I mean, if it is a gentleman's sport, then stay within the crease unless the ball is actually released out of the bowler. Then go for your, I mean, deservingly get your run. That is my point of view.
In certain scenarios that videos where we see it, there's a very minute difference. Yeah. So there it's a question mark. It's still a question mark whether it's out or not out. What will you tell me?
I mean, see,
especially the one which happened with Fazal and Shadab Khan. That hurt a lot of Pakistani players and commentators. I
mean, see, any wicket of any crucial batsman would hurt that particular fan, right? No doubt about it. But after all, it should be the rule that
I agree upon that, but that head start was not that much. That's what so he could have given warning. Slighter, it was very slightest this thing.
Anything slighter out of the crease, batsman is getting that advantage is my thought. Okay, so there shouldn't be warning at all. Even as see, how do you judge a run out? Let me ask you a simple question. How do you judge a small run out? Even if the batsman is
on the line, also is given
exactly.
Out. Yeah.
So if you take it that way, then I fairly say this rule is really good. A smart bowler like Ashwin found out this loophole, right, and did this to Butler. I mean, crazy. I mean,
and also smart keeper like Carey did it to Bairstow. Why don't you put it like that?
I mean, the run out is a run out. I agree, but yeah. I was telling Bairstow was already increased for a few seconds, and the over was completed.
All those things is nonsense. When the decision is out, you should start walking.
I mean, he did right. After all, the decision went in favor of Carey. Yeah. The whole point was, did that decision went on to be a harsh one. That's it. So moving on to the now called run out.
Yeah, and also there's funnier instances where the cricketers have tried doing a Mankading but have failed also.
Oh yeah, Harshal Patel. I remember when he played for RCB, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but
he tried.
He tried. I mean, yeah. But after all, this was a smart thing that Ashwin did, and he got this into the books. I mean, law of rules or whatever you can call it. Yeah. Part of spirit of the game. I feel the rule is fair now. Batsmen have to stay within the crease, but even now I see people leaving the crease before the ball is bowled, and not every bowler wants to do that because they, like as you mentioned, they feel a warning should be given, and they fairly do that as part of spirit of the game. Some of the bowlers
Yeah,
just
and
stop.
also the competitiveness, all those things have gone at a notch better than the previous years. So they want the decision to be happening very fast. So that's
Yeah.
why they don't want to warn.
Yeah, and
I
it is
agree with you.
individual choice, okay? Not
Yeah.
everyone can do it. I remember even Ashwin, who played the first World Cup match against Australia, one of the deliveries he tried doing it to one of the Australian batsmen. I don't remember who it is, but he just won.
I can think of two instances where this has happened, especially Ashwin doing it to a Sri Lankan batsman. He mankaded the batsman, but Sehwag being the captain at that time, he told no appeal, and the match got forwarded. And also in recently also Litton Das called Ish Sodhi
Back, yeah.
when that mankading thing happened.
Yeah, I remember that. So again, it comes down to some of the
Personal
captain's choice
choices.
perceptions and the
Yeah.
way they take the
Yeah.
spirit of the game ahead. But slowly, according to what we have been discussing, a shorter version of cricket is taking over the spirit
Yeah.
of the game and slowly dying down, but still a mystery for all of us. So fans, please share in your thoughts about this. It's a very exciting topic to discuss about. We will be getting few more incidents in our next episodes, talking a few more things about it. Maybe you can provide some examples in the comments. We will discuss about that as well. Stay tuned with us.
And also tell which team you are in. Team Basto or Team Carry?
I mean, even they'll be wondering whom to support. After all, it's a great discussion. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Like, share, and comment. Let's go
Fundamentals.